Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Got some more breaking news as Oklahoma continues to dominate the recruiting trail. They've had an absolutely great week. Recently landing Cayden Green, a top 100 player nationally, a top 15 offensive tackle in the country. There's a lot to like about this player, and there's a lot to like about where this OU program is trending. As you guys know, if you guys are a friend of the channel, I am a Michigan fan, but I love talking some OU football. The fans are some of the best in the country, if not the best. You watch their spring game, the fans care a lot about this program. And it's hard not to root for Oklahoma with Brent Venables at the helm. Cayden Green is a player. Before we get into it, just wanted to say thank you guys for all the support. If you guys do like the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And then go check out our Oklahoma season preview. We just put that out yesterday, I believe. Go give that a look. Let us know what you think. We appreciate the support. Let's start talking a little Cayden Green. 6'5", 315 pounds, and you absolutely love what he brings. Pretty much every trait that you want in an elite offensive tackle, this kid has. He's got long arms, big hands, and he's got good feet. And he's already got that frame at 6'5", 315 pounds as a rising senior. Very, very impressive frame and good athleticism. What's even the bigger story, though, is yes, this is a great player that you get. Take a look at Bill Bedenbaugh, who is just doing a phenomenal job at OU. He's been there since 2013 and probably one of the more underrated assistant coaches in the whole entire country. You look at what he brings in to OU consistently, and not only the athletes that he brings in, but how he develops those athletes. You already have some guys that I'm really, really high on. Anton Harrison being one who the guy wasn't even the top 300 recruit nationally coming in. He's a guy that I think is going to go top 15 in the draft next year. I love absolutely everything that Anton Harris brings to the table. You got Creed Humphrey coming in, who was there 2 years ago. Loved him as a prospect. I think he's doing a really good job with Wanya Morris, too. He's brought in some really good players, not to mention Orlando Brown, who was not even ranked nationally and comes in and becomes one of the best tackles to ever play college football and one of the best tackles in the NFL. Not only does he recruit really, really well, but he develops those guys at an extremely high clip. The amount of offensive alignment that OU's putting into the draft and how good that unit has been in the past, I mean, it speaks a lot to how important it is to surround yourself with good assistant coaches. And I give this guy a lot of credit. He didn't get up and bolt going to LA like Lincoln Riley, Alex Grinch, and some of the other assistant coaches. He stays at Oklahoma under Brent Venables, and he's one of the key guys that OU was able to retain. Take a look at this recruiting class that OU's putting together. It is climbing up there. It got off to a little bit of a slow start, as we mentioned, but just in the last week, you have Jaquez Petaway and now Cayden Green committing in the last, 3 days. You already have your future quarterback in Jackson Arnold, who I absolutely love. Just won the Elite 11 competition. This dude has extremely good arm talent. It's going to be a really, really big month for Oklahoma in the month of July. I know there's a bunch of other high school guys that OU is in the running for, and I would expect them to kind of build off this momentum and put together a really good 2023 class, which, again, we talked about, is rare. You don't see a lot of first-year coaches put together really strong classes. Brent Venables came in and did a really good job keeping that 2022 class together, and he's doing a very good job getting a great 2023 class. OU is obviously trending up, and they're building in the right way. They're going to the SEC next year, and they got to get more physical on both sides of the ball. And we talked about it. Brent Venables, he's the guy that if you want to build a more physical team on the offense and defense side of the ball, there's not another coach that I'd want than Brent Venables. It's very offensive heavy in this recruiting class. Your top three guys are all on the offensive side of the ball. Brent Venables recruits at such a high level on the defensive side of the ball. I'd expect them to land a few really, really good defensive players who I know they're in their running for, and they'll definitely close out on a few. If you're a good athlete on the defensive side of the ball, there's not a better coach to play for than Brent Venables. What he did at Clemson, not just recruiting, but putting guys into the NFL and making them high-level college football players. That's what you want in a coach, the energy that he brings. You guys can tell, I just absolutely love talking a little bit about OU football. I appreciate you guys checking us out. We'll talk to y'all later.